back at it and we live, baby. Okay, so as you guys can tell from the title, we are talking about how you gonna apply this acrylic. So if you cannot tell, I am not fast forwarding this video. It is in real time. This is in real speed, okay? Because I want you to get what's about to happen right now, okay? So if you want to know how you like shape, or how I got this shape so crisp like this, then I'm gonna just like, hold on girl, don't leave the video just yet, but I'm gonna put the video down in the description box so you can go see that video. Okay, so because this is in real time, we got some time, okay? So what I mean by that is I might not be talking to you as it lines up with what I'm doing, but just pay attention and listen, okay? So when you apply your acrylic, some of the things that you need to look like out for or whatever is definitely your like liquid to powder ratio, the positioning of your nails, and how much product is on your brush, okay? And why I say that is because depending on how much product is on your brush will determine how far up or down you can place the bead on your brush, right? And you don't want too wet, too dry, because you want that bad boy to flow. You don't want it to run. There is a difference. Running means it's all over the place. Like, you gotta chase after that. And some people may say we ain't chasing after these men. We ain't chasing after these hoes. Well, bitch, we ain't chasing after this acrylic either. Okay? Period. No, no, but seriously, okay? And then, like, different placements will require, like, rather a looser or a tire, or, like, it will determine that, okay? And another thing that you also want to like keep in mind as far as keeping the shape as crisp as it possibly can be is wiping the sides, baby. Wiping the sides. You gotta wipe them sides. Okay, we got color within the lines, okay? We ain't got that type of time. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's get into this. We went over the little whatever. Now, at the tip, the free edge, basically it should only be it should be no thicker than a credit card, right? That's what they tell you in nail school. So, but some people actually like their nails a little bit thicker than that, and that's cool. You can base it off whatever the client, okay? Now when you get right here, basically where I just put the acrylic at, I would start considering that the start of the apex, okay? I Listen, doing nails, applying acrylic, it's all based on what works for you, okay? And don't be afraid of this. Do not be afraid of it. You got this. You control the narrative. And sometimes you might have to talk to this acrylic. And if you do, that's okay, because you the mama. You the mama bear, okay? But, so, I basically low-key already applied all the acrylic for this finger. So, when we get to the next finger, then I'm going to really, like, talk to you for real as I'm doing it. And I kind of messed up, so that's why the acrylic at the tip looks like that. I think I scratched it, but that's okay. But let me talk to you before I get to the next finger. So when you dip your brush, so my brush is a size 18, and so when you dip your brush in, you want to have a good amount of liquid, and you also want to have a good amount of powder on there, right? And when you look at your powder on your brush, you want to make sure, like, okay, like, look, okay, so boom, I'm picking it up, right? And, like, that's just a little bit, so it's like, okay, I know I can only go so far up the nail, right? Like, that's kind of like what you do. Like, you got, like, think of it like when you cooking, like, if you're a mom, like, let's say you struggling or whatever, you like, all right, boom, I only got $20, and this $20 is going to last me, boom, 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 so I'm going to stretch it out. It's kind of like one of those things with the acrylic where it's like, all right, boom, I only got like a quarter worth of gas, so I can only go up the street. I only got a quarter worth of acrylic, so I'm only going to go a quarter up the nail. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like when you have a good so basically a good like bead is where it's not like okay, so if it's too wet, it's basically gonna fall off the brush. If it's too dry, the liquid won't fully like seep into, polymerize, I think that's what it was, into the acrylic. And you kind of want it shiny, right? And then that's how you know, like, that's a good bead. And then when you put it on there, like, some people put the acrylic on there sideways where it's like up and down. I don't like doing that because then you have to push it to the sides, and like that doesn't make sense where you want the acrylic to flow downwards, not sideways. So that's why I do it that way. But if you do it the way that you do it the way you do it. We just making sure there ain't no bump. All right, boom. So I'm dipping it in 2-3 taps. I do however many taps I feel like it. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you. You can kind of see it off in the corner. So I'm like, all right, boom. I kind of went up too high on that where it's like, okay. But that's okay because you can always go back and add more acrylic. Girl, just because they said 3 beads, 5 beads, girl, you put 20 million, 1,000 beads on there if you wanted to. That's your business. But you are not limited to the amount of beads that you put on there, okay? So make sure you wipe the sides. Like, wipe your sides because that's how you're going to keep your shape. I believe in working smarter, not harder. And when this acrylic dries and gets hard, like, you filing forever. Like, no, color within the lines. And then sometimes when you color within the lines, you're going to see like the tip, like the clear of the tip, and that's okay because you're going to basically file it off anyways. So you see how I kind of like put a little bit more of my brush in there? You see how it's like crystal clear? It's not crystal clear, but you know, shiny, boom. Now I kind of like it where it's like, so you keep your finger down, let it flow, like you let it work for you. Now I do what I do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do what I do. But you swipe, okay? So, okay. Let me help you with this. Boom. So you put the acrylic on there, right? And I think of it like I place it down, move my, like, kind of like a hop, right? Like I place it down and I hop down, right? Let's say 3, hold on, boom. I'm doing my little thing, right? Now, because this is getting close to where I'm starting to build the apex, so I place it, right? I place it there, and then I push it like kind of towards the center, and then I swipe that down, and then I swipe that down. I kind of like worry about the sides first, left side, right side, and then I move over into the middle. Like, because it's realistically not going to go anywhere. And then if it does move, it's only moving so much because I picked up the right amount on my brush. Like, it's not running. It's just, it's self-leveling, right? But it's like, because it's on the quote-unquote drier side, it's not moving anywhere. And then when I get to building my apex, I have them on the drier side because I don't want you to move. Like, I only want you to move enough so I can blend. I don't want you to be running down the nail because I'm building my apex. That's basically the structure of the nail so that it gives it the strength. So, you know, like, I guess you can say it's like the weakest part. It can be the weakest part of the nail, but you want to build the strength so it's not. So, you know, your nails can last longer. Proper structure of the nail. So, yeah. And then let's say you want to make sure you look at your nails from all angles, right? And when I do this, I only go up so far because it's like you want the apex to be somewhat, okay, I was gonna say visible, but how you like your nails, or how, like, you know, I've seen some people who have flat nails, and them bad boys lasted. I'm not here to argue about no apex, and I'm just here to tell you, whatever you do is whatever you do. That's your business. I'm just minding mine. Now, when it comes down to the cuticle, I basically apply it right where the last one was, and I push it down. I push it up into, angles is everything, okay? Angles is everything. I was gonna get low key kind of vulgar, but not everybody knows. Fuck it, I'm gonna just say it. Okay, so it's kind of like sex, okay? Like, I'm sorry, but it's really like sex where it's like, okay, certain angles hit certain spots. It's like, okay, boom. So if you apply this acrylic like closer to the cuticle, but let's say it's like, sometimes it's best to have your finger go down because, you know, you don't want it to flood the cuticle, but maybe it's a little flat, like maybe the structure isn't that great, so you actually lift your finger up so that the product can go back towards the cuticle, but you structure it so that it's not flooding it. I don't know if that makes sense. It should make sense, but maybe I'll show you in another video. So, yeah. I really hope that makes sense. I just, whatever. Okay, so boom, we're going to do it again, okay? So tap, like, put your, I wish I showed you like me actually getting the monomer on the brush, but whatever. I dip it in there, right? I feel like that's a big dip. Cool. Tap however mean, because everybody's brush is different. Marry your brush, figure out like how much liquid can your brush hold. But you see how I kind of like placed it and then I like low-key kind of dragged it or hopped it down? I don't know how to explain that. But once I do that, I worry about the sides and then I worry about the middle. And let's just say, like, let's say on one side of the nail there's more product than the other. Just push it over. Like, don't overthink this. You got it. Just push it over and just smooth it out. Like, you got it. Dip it in there. And sometimes some people don't even drain it. I used to not drain my brush. Like, once I put the acrylic on there, I didn't. So we see, like, place hot, boom. All right, so now I'm focused on the side. Get my sides. Then once I get it covered, then it's like I swipe. And then I swipe. And then it's like, all right, boom. Like, I make sure it's all even. Make sure you look at your nails from different angles. And wipe your sides. Like, we keeping the shape. Like, we're not about to sit here and work harder when we don't have to. No. Make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you look at the tip, because you want it to be as thin as a credit card, okay? So then it's like a little drier, because I'm starting to build the apex. This is where I start to focus on, like, all right, boom, sides, swipe. Like, that's it. Swipe it, swipe. No, but for, like, that's it. Like, kind of like right here, like where, like, literally where the tip meets the nail is, like, that's the last one before I need it to, like, start being drier, right? Like, I don't want it to move. I want it to sit right here, but I want to have a little bit of move. Like, I want to be able to, like, move it where I want to move it. But girl, you ain't going nowhere. I gotta have control over this. It'd be like, that's basically the vibe. And then, I just go up just a little bit more, because that's where I start building my apex. So basically, I should put like 2 more beads here. That's it. So boom, here's one. Place that bad boy. I don't want you to move. I put it where I need you to put it. Swipe it. And make sure when you color within these lines, even like you keep all this stuff within the sidewalls, because we're not here to file forever. Like, we're not doing that. Like, no, like, time is of the essence. Swipe that down, because therefore it's like, get all that stuff out the way, because when you get your file, or the hand file or the e-file, I'm getting this shit out the way. Like, no. So one more bead, and that's the cuticle. So therefore, keep your finger down, because you don't want the acrylic to flood the cuticle. You keep your finger down. And then I want this drier. Like, I don't want this to move. You saw how many times I tapped it, right? And then boom, placed it there, and then fingers down, and then I push it into the cuticle. Like, I just boop, 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 swipe. Place it where I needed to go, and then swipe. And then I focus on the middle. I don't really, no, sides first, and then, and that's another thing. Make sure you look at it from, like, the way my hand is now, like, all angles, because it may look good from one angle, but it be like, ooh, this look a little wonky over here. And if it is, girl, just counter steer. Like, that's all you gotta do. Figure out, like, boom, like, you see, like, in that left hand corner at the bottom, and there's a little sheer for my likings. So, we know what we do. We just add a little bit of acrylic, blend that bad boy in, and bam. And bam, baby. We live, baby. Listen, I hope that this helped you. Like, I really did. And if it did, girl, you know what you gotta do. Hit the little subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Put hashtag Let's Be Homegirls. And I say this in every video. Y'all see, like, how I'm helping you, right? You could be helping somebody else. Or you could be showing somebody else your skills. You know the vibe. Like, I need you to start your YouTube channel. I need you to start building your social media presence, baby. Like, y'all know. I'm just saying. I ain't gonna say no more. I'm about to hit the skedaddle, because I only did 3 fingers, because y'all catch the vibe. And bam. We live, baby. We back at it with the white bands. Damn, Daniel. But nah, I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Bye, baby.